AAA studios spend millions focus testing how many waypoints to shove into a map. Blueprints drops you into a shifting mansion, shuts up and lets you figure it out for yourself. Guess which one's a Game of the Year contender? The mansion itself is the tutorial, the knowledge you gather is your progression, and failure is always your teacher. It's currently the 4th highest rated Game of the Year, beaten only by Zelda and Clair Obscur. Pretty mental for a solo developer on their first game. But here's the thing though, this isn't your typical feel-good indie story. You'll love it, you'll hate it, and you'll shout at the screen either way, believe me. But that's the whole point. One wrong decision, one bad RNG roll, and your entire run is done. No waypoints, no quest logs, no pop-ups taking pity and solving puzzles for you. It's the only game I've ever played that tells you to bring a notebook to write down clues, because trust me, you're gonna need it. But you'll love every frustrating minute of it, because when you finally crack a puzzle you've been wrestling with for hours, that feeling can't be beat. It's one of the most addictive games you'll ever play, precisely because it's willing to break you and punish you over and over again. So what exactly are you getting into? You play as Simon Jones. You've just inherited your great uncle's massive estate at Mount Holly. There's a catch, of course there is. You've got to find room 46 to claim your inheritance. Problem is, the mansion only has 45 rooms, and every single day the layout completely resets. Different rooms, different layout, nothing stays the same. It's the first roguelike puzzle game I've ever played. Each day you draft rooms from 3 random choices, you manage your steps and your keys and try to reach that mysterious 46th room. If you run out of steps or energy, your day's over, you start fresh tomorrow. The only thing that carries over is what's in your head, which rooms you want, where certain items spawn, puzzle solutions, all of that knowledge, except for a few mechanics you can unlock later. But there's so much more lurking beneath the surface: political intrigue, missing authors, family secrets that go way deeper than just finding a room. I've been playing this thing for a few days now and it's consumed every single waking moment of my life, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point, but here we are. There's literally hundreds of hours of content and I'm not even close to seeing it all yet. So who made this mental thing? Well, Blueprints is a debut game from solo developer Tonda Ross from the studio Dogubomb. 8 years he spent building this thing, had some help from an artist and a composer, but this was purely one man's insane idea and vision. He wanted to make something different, took inspiration from old school tabletop games and classics like Myst and Riven, that slow atmospheric exploration where you just dropped in and expected to figure things out. No focus groups, no publisher executives asking if players will get it or not, just a bloke with a crazy idea and the patience to see it through. 8 years of self-funded game development. It took as long as it took because he had a vision and he stuck to it. No compromise, no cutting corners to hit some release window, and in his words, Blueprints is me, full stop. And I'm not sure I'd want to spend a day in that guy's head, to be honest. But the result, over 10,000 positive reviews on Steam, critical acclaim and a higher Metacritic score than games like Death Stranding 2 and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Madness. So what's so brilliant about it? Well, while AAA spend millions on tutorial testing, Blueprints gives you zero guidance, like none at all. And what happened? We turned up with notebooks, the community built their own tracking apps, created wikis, and it turns out that when you treat people like adults, they act like it. Who would have thought? So here's how it actually works. Every room holds a new mechanic, a new puzzle, a new clue, an item, but that might change again the next day, so you're constantly piecing together information on every run, every day. Each attempt teaches you something new and you come back the next day armed with that knowledge. There's no XP, no skill trees. The XP is literally you getting smarter. The progression is you learning something new, not your character but you. So when other games are handing out +5 damage upgrades, Blueprints is handing out understanding. But it's so much deeper than you think. You're not just solving puzzles, you're gazing at stars, unlocking security terminals, draining swimming pools, running experiments, configuring the electrics to power other parts of the mansion. Entire areas open up that were hidden before. It's just a rich, interconnected web where everything feeds into everything else. And you're never truly stuck. If you can't solve a puzzle, you can end your run, draft a new room for the next day, learn something from that, move on. Clues are scattered about the mansion, so the more rooms you explore, the more pieces you collect. That puzzle that was kicking your ass a few hours ago, well, now you've got 3 new clues and a fresh new perspective. And the same goes for the story. It's not linear, so you're finding fragments, a letter here, a newspaper there, maybe part of one piece of the bigger picture, but you're missing everything else. You need to keep exploring, keep finding those missing pieces until it all starts making sense. And pretty much everything resets each day. Nothing carries over besides your knowledge and a few things later on in the game. The mansion doesn't care if you fail, it wants you to fail. It will teach you when you're ready to learn. And my god, is it addictive. It's a fully open system, so basically that means you can break the entire sequence. You can find routes that the developer never intended, solve puzzles out of order, discover shortcuts, come up with strategies that shouldn't work but do. Most developers would patch that out immediately. Not this guy. He celebrates it, encourages it. He wants you to break the game and find cool new shit, and I love that. And you can find so many creative approaches to different things because the game trusts you to. There's no invisible walls, there's no you can't do that messages, just an open system that rewards curiosity and clever thinking. Now look, some people won't like this. They won't get it, and that's fine. It's not for everyone. Blueprints is difficult, frustrating, sometimes enough to drive you actually insane, but it's meant to be. The developer was clear from the start when he said, I was making a game for myself, not for everyone. That's not a design flaw, it's intentional. The game demands your time, your attention, your respect, and if you're not willing to bring a notebook, if you're not willing to fail and try again over and over, if you want your hand to be held, this isn't your game. But if you give it the time and the respect that it gives you, you'll find something truly unlike anything else you'll ever play. And that's the point. Not every game needs to be for everyone. And meanwhile, AAA studios continue to design games for players they assume have the IQ of a cucumber. Maps stuffed with countless repetitive waypoints, GPS trackers telling us exactly where to go next, or companions who won't shut up, tutorial prompts that pop up 6 hours into the game to remind you how to walk. And you know why that is? Corporate cowardice. They're terrified someone might get confused, might put the controller down, might leave a bad review, so they sand off every rough edge, remove every moment of discovery, and create the most accessible, most bland experience possible. Appeal to the broadest audience, offend no one, challenge nothing. And the result is just games that treat you like you're 5 years old and proud of it. Player friendly, they call it. Of course they do. More like idiot proof. For years they've told us that we won't figure things out on our own. And Blueprints just proved it was never about players. It was about them being too scared to find out and trust us. And it's turned out to be one of the highest rated games of 2025 and a potential Game of the Year nominee. For years they've been designing games for people they think can't handle complexity. Blueprint sets the bar high and we jumped higher. We brought notebooks, built communities, spent hundreds of hours unraveling the mysteries. And it's obvious really, right? Respect your audience and they'll respect you back. Challenge them and they'll rise to meet it. But somehow the industry missed this basic truth while focus testing tutorials and painting climbable walls yellow. So do I recommend Blueprints? Yes, of course, if that wasn't clear already by now. An absolutely phenomenal experience through and through. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. It's free, but it helps the channel out massively. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one.